Hey everyone, this is Lomi. I really have the best friends. My awesome friend Alicia recently gave me this extra chest piece from her soul doll Shiva, since she decided to keep just the forearmed piece. So now I've got half a doll and a lot of ideas. Hopefully I'll get through showing you this one without my voice getting too hoarse, because I've been sick all week. While I'd love to piece together an impressive hybrid doll and play with a bunch of other fantasy ideas, for right now, I think I'm going to start by using this piece to make a temporary body for my work-in-progress People 65 Ein, who will eventually become Catenia, one of the characters from Rhyllyn's books. I'll be making a lower half body out of butter suede left from back when I used to make plushies. In order to have a way to connect it to the resin body, I add a loop of twill tape at the top. I just drew a general body shape for this, and cut it out, pinned it together, and I'll sew around the whole thing by machine. I leave a small section open at the side of the top because I'll need to add stuffing. Sewing this piece isn't very difficult, since it's just 2 pieces of fabric. Not a complicated pattern, but hopefully it'll work as a temporary posable body. Before I stuff the body, I unroll a piece of thick wire until it's about the full length of the body, up one leg to the top and back down the other. You might have noticed the twill tape I added at the top of the body had a loop on the inside too. This piece of wire will go through that loop. That will hold the wire roughly in the right place inside of the body once it's stuffed. I twist the ends of the wire into loops so they won't poke through the fabric, then slide it inside. Then comes the stuffing. I have this polyfill left from doing plushies too. I've been meaning to use it up forever. I use a dowel rod to push the bits of stuffing down the legs. It's easiest to do this with really little pieces, but it takes a long time because you have to stuff it good and tight. The stuffing smashes flat eventually, so if it's not firmly stuffed, it won't last. I put the last bits of stuffing in by hand, then I close the side seam with a hidden stitch. I haven't spoken much about the doll I'm making this for, so maybe I should say a little about her. Kit is a mage, one of Faral's classmates, and also her best friend. She's always there to offer Faral advice and support. They're both healers, but that's where their similarities end. They want really different things out of life, and where Faral is more introverted, Kit is pretty outgoing and spirited, and makes friends easily. One of my favorite things about writing epic fantasy is I don't have to restrict the story to just the 2 main characters, so while Catenia plays a supporting role to Faral, she also has a story of her own, and becomes a very important person later on. Once the body is stuffed and sewn, I slide a piece of elastic through the loop at the top. This goes through the doll torso and gets pulled up and knotted. Once I pull the stuffed body up into the chest piece, I end up with this. She looks a little odd, but she can pose fairly well. And when she's supported by a doll stand and fully clothed, you can't even tell that she's half stuffed and not a full resin doll. This torso is a darker resin than her faceplate, so if I end up making this hybrid into something she'll keep, I'll need to airbrush her faceplate to match. But that's a problem for another day. For right now, this temporary body is done, and it's really neat to start getting an idea of what this doll will look like when she's finished. I guess the next thing for me to tackle will be opening her eyes. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.